Hey everybody, and welcome to my theorizing about the next upcoming melee DPS class in 6.0 for Final Fantasy XIV. In fact, I'm willing to put all of my eggs into this basket. I think this hint is so deliberate and obvious that it is without a doubt 100% what's going to be coming out in 6.0. If you disagree, let me know in the comments and let me know what you're thinking of instead. But let me quickly show you my thought process behind what I just found, and you guys can let me know how viable you think it is below. So, I have not found the name of the new class, but what I have found is the concept. YoshiP was wearing two different shirts during the announcement trailer. In contrast, previous times that he had revealed classes, only one shirt usually hinted at something, but we had two this time, and they appear to be related, and I'll get to that in a second. Last year, people were kind of astonished that a Spider-Man t-shirt hinted at the samurai class. Apparently, the actor of one of the Spider-Man movies that YoshiP had mentioned he liked, his name, when pronounced in Japanese, was like Samurai something. It ended up being a play on the Japanese pronunciation of an English name. And I think he's done that once again, and I'll get to that in a second. On Reddit, I saw a lot of speculation about the no comment shirt, mostly being a reference to Sage, that they were receiving a lot of feedback, probably from like internal teams and early like focus groups and stuff, that Sage was very much just a Gundam replica and they just had no comment on it. I don't believe this. I'm not on board with that theory, and I'll tell you why in a second. And there was a second shirt that he wore with a variety of references, some of which I think are still obscure to us. The name of this artist who drew this panel, or if this is a character from some specific comic book, I don't think anyone's found out just yet. If you have any sort of information like this, throw it in the comments section and I'll take a look. But in a post-announcement trailer interview, YoshiP also wore this shirt here, Children of Bottom. And this is kind of when I started making the connection, the very easy surface level connection. And I began Googling all of this stuff. So, Children of Bottom is clearly the name of a band. It is a like heavy rock metal band. In this middle shirt here, Neighborhood is a rock band. This like Arab text above the like the other labels here. It looks like Arabic, but it's just like an Arab-style script that represents NBHD, which, if you put into Google, will return Neighborhood the band. The Filth and the Fury, a lot of people have discovered already that this is a reference to the documentary about the Sex Pistols. Although a lot of them have been talking about how the producer's name was something Tempest, and people thought that Tempest is going to be the new class. This very well might be a hint, or possibly the name, but when I explain the class concept that I think was given away, I'm no longer on that train. I think I have to dig a bit deeper. The last kind of hint, one that I have zero, I guess, like esoteric knowledge on, is this here. This panel of a Grim Reaper-like character with a text bubble saying, "I'll be here if you need me." There also appears to be some sort of circle in the bottom. This reminded me of a fire safety circle. It's like one of the new workplace hazard symbols or whatever. It kind of reminded me of that, but I'm unable to find what that is. So I'm going to kind of look into this thing a bit more and see if maybe that's a hint. But the last thing is that I wanted to clarify with the no comment shirt. It turns out No Comment is also a rock band. So all three shirts that we see here in the announcement trailer and in post-announcement interviews are references to rock bands. Rock, 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 rock. It is a very common theme here. And I'm trying to figure out why it matters to have multiple rock bands. But enough delaying, let me show you what I found using a hint from a previous year. The third shirt here, Children of Bottom, is what gave it away for me. I was, again, on Reddit, a lot of people were speculating that YoshiP was not going to use the same, like, Japanese pronunciation of an English name again in this year's hint. However, I disagree. I'm going to quickly show you my thought process behind what I hear when I put this through a translator. I think this here is the reveal for the class concept, so just listen closely and see if you can get on the first guess before I reveal what I hear.
チルドレン・オブ・ボドムチルドレン・オブ・ボドムチルドレン
You hear that? This is what I'm hearing. This is a little conversion chart here. I fully hear from the word children, shield drain. I think it's explicit.
チルドレン
So yeah, I think our next class is going to involve shield drain of some sort. So here's my thinking behind a shield draining melee class. I feel like, and this is just a speculation at this point, I'm 100% certain that this new class will involve shield drain of some kind. But what I want to theorize about the overall class is the following. Just as a quick guess right now, before going into any more of these hints, is that it will be a scythe-wielding, lifesteal-based class with the ability to heal themselves with weapon skills. Something like Bloodbath, maybe other modified versions of Bloodbath. Maybe Bloodbath will be considered an important part of the rotation, but the concept is the character can, while damaged, heal themselves simply by executing weapon skills, perhaps in certain positionals around the boss. So I think that that kind of self-healing would happen as a positional thing. I don't think they would give that away for free with every weapon skill. And I think if you are full health and you lifesteal and you hit your positionals, it will begin to generate a shield up to a certain maximum round. And you can consume your HP, which would first dig into a shield, and use that to either buff yourself and your own weapon skills, or perhaps even that of a partner and or your entire party. I can see a scythe-wielding class that lifesteals, then overheals into a small shield, and then can consume their own HP, starting with whatever shield they have, in order to exchange for damage. That is my primary theory right now. But that, as an overall concept, I'm not totally set on yet. There's still a lot of debate about hammer versus sides. I'm leaning towards the sides section because of this new evidence I've kind of been exploring here. But I'm going to go into some of these other rock bands and the other two t-shirts. The one t-shirt gave away the concept, so I'm guessing one will give away the name. And the third, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm looking for overall beyond the class name at this point. I think this is pretty straightforward. The only other hint I could see would be the weapon, maybe? So you have like the name, the weapon, and the concept. That kind of seems to be the categories they broke down Sage into. But the only thing is that there appears to be a scythe on the same hint as the shirt that I just kind of defragmented a little bit to get my prediction for the upcoming melee class, which leaves still two shirts. So somewhere in these other two shirts lies the class name, probably, and possibly the weapon. Anyways, I'll get back to you guys as I continue to look through the clues about the other rock bands, and I'm going to look at things like their songs, some song lyrics, and I'm going to keep looking at some of the other rock bands and see what kind of things I can find in the names of their primary artists, in the names of their producers, the home cities and hometowns, as well as the name of several of their songs. I also kind of want to look at this theory right here. The Sex Pistols, which is one of the hinted shirts in the middle shirt, they have a song called No Feelings, and it's all in caps. And this kind of reminds me of the No Comment shirt. So if both of these are supposed to hint towards the same thing, it's possible that either the name of the class and or like maybe some more ideas about the concept are going to be inlaid perhaps in the lyrics. On a surface level, it looks like this song is just about being very in love with yourself, like falling in love with yourself even for your imperfectness, got no emotions for anybody else. It's a very selfish view of oneself. So I wouldn't be surprised if this whole like concept of like life drain was like, this is almost a funny reference to what healers are going to be saying about this melee class if they keep sacking their HP at the wrong time. So maybe there's more here, but I'm going to look at it more before I say anything definitively. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to my little rant here, and I hope that we can, as a community, accurately predict what's coming out in 6.0. I would love YoshiP to look at our community and be like, yes, you guys nailed this one, because nobody got Sage, and I'm really happy that nobody got Sage. It's such a cool concept, and I'm glad that it was super fresh and new. But I feel like this one here can be fully decoded. And I will do my best to find that out in part 2 of this conspiracy-style video that I'm running right now. Thanks for watching.